2, 3. 4, 2.
Guys, Black Sky Survival, Late Night Live, thanks for tuning in. Yes, the intro is supposed to be loud. Anyway, so there was an Arizona man accused of posting threats to Trump to assassinate him. This guy, Ronald Lee Sirvid, I guess his name is. Police have captured this Arizona man. He allegedly made threats to kill Trump. And so they had a manhunt, and this is while Trump was visiting the border. And police say that this gentleman here from Cochise County made death threats against Trump in social media. It's funny they go after this guy and not after Johnny Depp and all the other elites that have like made death threats against Donald Trump, but whatever. Anyway, it's very shocking that they come out now actually trying to protect Trump. Is crazy. And to me, this is more like predictive programming. Hey guys, we're trying to take care of Donald Trump. So if something bad does happen, they're like, oh, well, they try to do everything they possibly could. Anyway, the Cochise County Sheriff's Office said that Sirvid is also wanted for failing to register as a sex offender. How come that's always a common trait with Democrats? Anyway, he also has several warrants from Wisconsin and Arizona, including driving under the influence and felony hit and run. Anyway, police say he's from Benson, Arizona, which is located about 50 miles from the southeast of Tucson. Anyway, getting into the big story. We all knew this. This was the thing that pisses me off is whenever I'm saying for a month or two now, however long it's been, 6 weeks, I've been saying there has to be more people involved. Oh, you're a freaking conspiracy theorist, blah blah blah. Literally, we knew this. We knew this nerdy kid could not pull this off. Anyway, now it's came out. Where is it at? Congressional task force investigating the Trump assassination attempt concludes Thomas Crooks did not act alone. What? No way. Tell me something I didn't know. Anyway, so the investigation has taken a surprising turn. That the revelation that Thomas Crooks had accomplices in carrying out this heinous act. Now, this development has raised questions about the motives behind the attack and has sparked a renewed sense of urgency in uncovering the truth. Well, because they've been trying to suppress this. If you make a YouTube video on it, it's getting shadow banned, it's getting demonetized. If you talk about it on Instagram, it's getting ChatGPT saying it's fake. Instagram is putting fact checks on it, all this sort of stuff. Now, Mike Waltz has been the key guy behind this task force, and he says, I find it hard to believe, or he said this, I want to see where's the proof. How did he learn to build those IEDs? How did he learn to install remote detonators? How did he conduct those searches and not get popped? I still have a lot of questions, he says. Waltz also said from the task force, or what they've uncovered, is that the motivation is still unknown. And he's worried that a foreign entity or some other third party has been involved. Really? Really? You think we didn't know that? Foreign government or our own government? That's what I want to know. Our own government. So the other big thing is this. It came out now that he had encrypted messaging accounts in Belgium, Germany, and New Zealand. Wow. Who was he talking to? What CIA operative, case officer, was he talking to in these countries? Why he had foreign encrypted message accounts? This kid is supposed to be some loner, some loser that worked in the cafeteria of a nursing home, and he's speaking to people on encrypted accounts, and he's apparently antisocial. but he has 2 cell phones, and he has encrypted messaging accounts in Belgium, Germany, and New Zealand. And get this. Oh, he had no social media presence. That's what they said. They said he had no social media presence. But now what's came out, there's been about 700 social media messages that he had. Now, where those messages were posted, they hadn't released that. Shocking. You think they're going to tell us? You think they're going to tell us? Because he probably said he's working with someone. They even tried to pin it on someone else in the household, saying it wasn't him. How often do you hand over your phone and say, hey, go ahead and post some stuff on my social media for me? Message some people. Message the CIA case officer for me. Who does that? Come on. So anyway, here's some updated photos. Now, you see him here. He doesn't look like the schoolboy picture they tried to, the little boy picture they've been posting. They always want to do that with lefty murderers. They want to post the high school pic of them when they were in the choir, opera, whatever it is, chorus, whatever they call that. They're playing the violin, whatever it is. They want to post those pictures. They never want to post the real pictures. Look at this kid. Now, I've already talked about how there was like some kind of FBI field office pinging with his cell phone using some kind of technology I don't even know about. Who were his handlers? That's what I want to get to. The thing is that you look at all this stuff, man, and Secret Service today, 5 members of the Secret Service have been placed on administrative leave following the assassination attempt. So, and then you see this here. Secret Service told agents not to request backup at Trump rally. So back to the 5 members real quick before we go further. The 5 members that were released, one of them being a personal protective member of Trump, so one that's always assigned to him. The other 4 members are Secret Service Pittsburgh field office, including the special agent in charge, have been placed on leave. Why is that now? What did they find out? What did they find out? Well, they found out this. They found out that a whistleblower informed Senator John Hawley that Secret Service agents of Butler rally were instructed not to request additional manpower, with a warning that any such request would be denied. Now, this contradicts, you remember Director Rowe's testimony that he said no resources were withheld. So why is he not in prison right now? Because he lied before Congress, this man. So I'll post up the here. So they withheld additional manpower, warning that any request would be denied. Now, let's look at a few things. This so happened to be the same day that an assassin took a shot at Trump. It was the same day that the request would be denied. It was the same day CNN showed up to do a live feed, as well as other leftist news organizations. Just so happened, this was the first time they had a Secret Service sniper team protecting Trump. Why? Because they had to take out the patsy. So many inconsistencies on this day, July 13th, versus all in recorded history. And so, of course, someone is in on it. Now, have they released any of the information? No. So we do not know exacts of who Crooks was working with, but he was obviously working with someone, and they know that. They've came forward and said that he was not working alone. We've said that. Lone gunman, come on, man. This kid, what we do know about him There's no way he'd have pulled this off by himself. His car was there, a van filled with explosives was there. He somehow bought a ladder at Home Depot, but didn't use it. Just so many things. The last thing he did was look at porn before he took the shot. Do you think if you knew you were going for sudden death, that the last thing you would do is that? No, come on. You'd probably call mom and dad. Mom and dad hadn't heard from him. He thought he'd go out and do this thing. He was going to get paid a bunch of money. They made him a bunch of promises, and then he would go about his life, retire. It's absolutely wild. John Griffin, thank you. He bought the BSS V5 survival knife, and it's amazing. Thank you, brother. I'm glad. I hope it serves you well, as well as I appreciate all the people purchasing that knife. That's the in-house knife that we're doing. We're going to make a BSS V too. Should be available in a few months. Make sure you go get a BSS V now. They're incredible knives. I think I have one here. Incredible knives. Go pick you up one. Very proud of our design. And, you know, we had to ditch other knife maker because he turned out to be a dirt bag. So we had to get a new one. And I made it D2 steel, so it'll be affordable. And if you look at old Black Scout survival videos, you'll know that I'm a fan. I was a fan of D2 back then because, one, I like super steels, don't get me wrong. But in a grid down survival situation, trying to sharpen a super steel with a sharpening stone is going to be very difficult. Whereas this in Apocalypse, I can always sharpen this, right? And it's a little more forgiving. You shouldn't crack it, anything like that, like you would with maybe other different steel knives. It's something that you can use essentially forever, pass down to your children. Anyway, HE says, I bet his manifesto gets released later in the year. Possibly, quite possibly. And I'm going to get to another point with that HE in a second. JE, thanks, buddy. He says, good points made. Thanks for the day. Thank you. Anyway, what I want to get to is this. This is very dangerous. We know that today that RFK Jr. has now said that he will endorse Donald Trump. I think now this is taking such a dangerous turn because now you have a man that the CIA has taken out his family, his father, now behind Trump. To me, there's a lot. When you look at the League of Shadows, and that's what I'm going to start referencing this as, because me and Mark from Centerline Systems spoke yesterday, and he said, because you know the whole Batman thing. You've been watching me. You've heard me talk about the Batman thing. The League of Shadows are bad people. And the League of Shadows is not just the Democrats. It's the WEF, WHO, Soros, BlackRock, all these people. All these people want the same outcome to destruction of America, destruction of you and me. And so the League of Shadows knows that if Trump and RFK Jr. get in office, that it will be very bad for them. It will be very bad. Whether you know, there's so many guys that watch me that don't like Trump. I don't understand why you're watching me. And I'm not wearing a MAGA hat or anything, but I don't know why you're watching me, but you do. And thank you for still keeping an open mind, I guess. But the thing is this is what I saw here. This is leading report. I don't know how true this is, but it says Donald Trump Jr. just endorsed the idea of RFK Jr. joining the Trump administration as potential CIA director. RFK, the CIA killed my dad and my uncle. Trump, how would you like to be their boss? See, the problem lies in is that Trump, during his administration, he didn't release the files. Now, he said he would, so he went back on his word. And I don't like when men go back on the word. He went back on his word. Whatever reason, Pompeo talked him into keeping the files sealed. But now he's saying, you know, Trump has said this. He actually made a video on his social media saying that he would release these files. These files are going to be so damning to the United States and the three-letter organizations that are the part of the League of Shadows of this country, that especially RFK Jr., whose father was assassinated by this group of people, it will be brought to light. And darkness hates anything more than light. Hence, League of Shadows. Guys, we have like 70 days left. And I personally think things are going to get much more shaky as we go along. I don't feel good. A lot of people feel like it's in the bag. Trump's going to be president. He's got so much. And he does. He has a tremendous amount of support. And the biggest thing is, it's kind of like my video the other night. If you didn't watch that video, you should. Because it goes a lot into the psyche of how they're playing on the psyche of man specifically. Men a lot of times control households, and whenever you control the psyche of men, when you make them more feminine per se, more submissive, and then they in turn vote Democrat, they're less to be resistant to tyranny. I highly suggest you watch that video. RFK Jr. and Donald Trump will be a huge threat for these people because they will release information that they never want uncovered. Why? I mean, you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to say, man, why has the JFK files been sealed all these years? I mean, fair question. You don't have to be a tinfoil hat guy. You can say something's not right about this. Anyway, guys, I wanted to share this. Hopefully we find out more information. As soon as I do, I will obviously do a video. But crooks, like we suspected, did not act alone. They know who it is. Maybe they know where it's coming from. Maybe it's much darker. Maybe it links to this Secret Service group that has got sat down, that's been put on special leave. Maybe it's those guys. Who knows? Maybe it's a whole collaboration. The League of Shadows. Anyway, guys, these people are evil. These people are evil. The League of Shadows. They want me, you, and me. That's what they're trying to get. Remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.